Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Monday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Taking a look at the NBA here, as we always do, and we'll start off, of course, with the TV games. Scotty, you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
It's Scott Reichel, by the way. He's my partner.
How's it going?
Yeah. What's up? Scott, first game on is going to be kind of an interesting contest here as the Washington Wizards, they square off against the Atlanta Hawks in a battle there in the East. This is a Wizards team that's trying to hang on to their playoff spot there, Scott. They were pretty much solidly in the play-in tournament. They just need to avoid a total collapse. While the Hawks, hell, they've got themselves out of the play-in part of it. They are currently tied with Miami for the 6th seed, and they're both 2 games ahead of the Boston Celtics for that all-important spot. So it means a little something to everybody, Scott. You usually look for motivation this time of year. Both teams should be motivated. I don't know if all hands on deck is a thing anymore, but if it is, it should be darn close to it for this one. So, having said that, you know who's going to be out? Washington's best player. How about that?
I'd say second best player, but close enough.
You don't think he's as good as Westbrook? You think he's better than Westbrook, or you don't think he's as good as Westbrook?
I think Westbrook's better. When healthy, I don't think it's really close.
Well, you know what? I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, Beal's a phenomenal scorer. I don't know if he does like anything else besides score.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm just saying right at this point in your career, I'd probably rather have Beal.
I'd go Westbrook. He averaged, 20, 15, and 15 in the last month?
Yeah,
I'll take Westbrook.
He's been a stud over the last month, no question about it. Well, anyway, Bradley Beal is out. Westbrook is in, though, so that's good. Load up on your triple-double props, by the way, everybody.
Anything with Westbrook, basically, besides maybe assists, because you might be afraid nobody can score on that team. But I got to assume Westbrook takes at least 25 shots.
Yeah. Yep, you'd certainly think so. This is a game where the Hawks are favored by 6. Scott, a couple teams that play inconsistent basketball. Both of them certainly have the capability of playing very good, but both of them have the capability of just jumping up and losing a game when you least expect it. And that is certainly could be the case here, as Atlanta would look to be a pretty good-sized favorite without Beal in the lineup. This is a team that's been playing pretty good lately. They won 3 of their last 4, 5 of their last 9. And the nice thing about Atlanta, we've talked about this team before, Scott. When they win, they cover. They don't screw around a lot. If they're gonna get the victory, they're gonna beat the spread. So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna play the over here, Scott.
Yeah, I know we don't have a total right now. Beal being out is a big deal for the over, but Washington still ranks first in pace. Atlanta's not afraid to go slow either. Fun question or fun fact here. The Wizards are getting 6. Do you know the last time the Wizards have lost by 7 or more points?
The last time the Wizards have lost by 7 or more, it was against.
It doesn't have to be against 2. I'm just saying, like, if you want to guess how long ago it was.
It's a month.
April 10th.
Yeah.
Exactly a month. They lost to Phoenix by 28. Ever since then, they have lost 3 games by a maximum of 3 points. This team keeps games very close, but the one thing I do know about Atlanta, which they burned me on a couple of times, this team is significantly better at home than they are on the road. If you take them on the road laying points, it's usually not going to be a fun time.
Right.
But at home, they are really, really good. And they're 21-11 at State Farm Arena. Washington is underwhelming on the road, but they've played better lately. I'm kind of just curious how much reinventing the offense Scott Brooks is going to have to do with no Beal. Because you know that Westbrook, at times, could defer, put up 20 points, 15 assists, and they'd still score 130-something points. I don't think he can get away with that without Beal. Because you're looking at who else they have. You're going to rely on Hachimura and, like, Bertans to throw in, like, 30-something combined points. Like, that's not exactly a great formula. I like Hachimura. Bertans is mostly just a 3-point shooter exclusive. But
well, of course, Hachimura's been hurt a lot over the last month.
He was on a minutes restriction against Indiana in the last game. So
what I'm saying,
I feel like I have to lean to Atlanta. I really like this Washington team because they're entertaining, but they still don't play much defense.
Nope.
And without Beal, That's a lot of points that you're missing from circulation. Like, even if Westbrook goes for 30-something compared to a season average, you still have to account for, like, another 20 points.
Yeah, Beal. They're not going to make up for Beal's points. That is part of the problem. But I think without him, I think they just go up and down the floor.
I like the over anyway because they don't guard anybody no matter what. So I'd agree with you on the over. I'm just curious what that total will be. It was 250 against Indiana.
250 against Indiana. That's right.
I don't think it's going to be that high, but I think it'll be 246.
I was going to guess a little lower. I was going to say 43.
Okay, that too.
But yeah, I could be wrong. So we'll see about that. You know, Washington broke their streak. They had an unbelievable streak going. Scott, they were 11-0-1, covering the number as a favorite. In other words, they didn't. When they were a favorite, they didn't always win, but when they did win, they covered every single time until the last time against Indiana when they ended up losing by 1.
Yeah, but you're looking at Atlanta's last couple of games. Played Indiana, fast-paced team. Game got into the 250s. Played Phoenix, scored 135. Played Portland, that game got into the high 230s. I see points as well. I just think it'll be a track meet.
Yep. I'm gonna probably if I'm gonna take a team here, I'm gonna probably lean towards the team that's healthy.
Yeah.
I'll lean Atlanta to cover the 6 there.
I agree.
All right. As far as our late game goes, it's a I don't know, pretty entertaining game. You like it?
I guess you can call it entertaining because Golden State has one guy that's entertaining, but he's the most entertaining player in the league.
Yep. It's Golden State and the Utah Jazz. Utah Jazz about ready to put it away, Scott.
Well, Phoenix losing today, I think, kind of clinched it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said that.
I'm saying they're 2 up right now with about 4 to go.
2 up right now with what did we say? They're playing 64. 74 rather.
72, I thought.
72. Yep, 4 to go. Then they've all got 4.
Yeah, so barring a collapse, they'll be the 1 seed.
Yep. Yeah, you're gonna have to. Yeah, they're gonna have to lose 2 games in. I don't know who's got the tiebreaker there.
Between Phoenix and Utah, Phoenix does.
Phoenix has the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So the magic number then would be 3 for Utah. Either way.
Yeah.
So Scott, in this one, Utah is favored by 2.5 at Golden State, huh?
Well, Golden State's very good at home, of course, 21-11 at home. Utah being elite at home is above average on the road, but not amazing. However, Utah's won 5 straight. The issue is, who have they played? They beat Denver, which was an impressive win at home.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Houston. Beat San Antonio twice. And beat Toronto. All those games at home. So can I really take away from anything from those games?
Yeah, I don't know that you can. I mean, this is
besides the Denver one, because I think that's an impressive win. But you face 4 bottom feeders, and every game was at home where you've been unbeatable all season long. I don't really think I can read much into that.
Well, and this is a Utah team that came to Golden State not quite 2 months ago, and put a 12-point beat down on Utah. So as a 7.5-point dog.
Well, you mean Golden State put a beat
Golden
down.
State, yes, was the home team, yes, and put a beating on Utah, yes,
yeah.
That's correct. So I guess, the question for me is whether Conley's going to play or not.
Well, he's been out for about the last week and change in Utah.
Yeah, I know he's questionable for this one, so they may get him back. They're not going to get Mitchell back, obviously.
Anyone know when Mitchell is coming back?
I've got indefinitely. I got nothing here.
Just curious, because playoffs for the actual team start in about 2 weeks. So.
Check him on Roto, but I am kind of curious there. Scott, this is
I like the over. There's no total, but you look at these 2 games that they played. I know Mitchell, of course, was involved in those games, but first game ended up landing 235. Second game was 250. I see points. Golden State is one of the fastest teams in the league as well. Utah has been going pretty fast based on – you look at the scores here. They scored 126 against San Antonio, 127 against Denver, 124 against Houston. They're playing some high-scoring games. But based on how these teams have matched up so far this season, I got to look at the over. Because I got to assume that the markets will price in no Conley and no Mitchell and maybe give you a lower total than they should.
Right.
But these games have been track meets when they've played.
You're right. Again, different personnel, but yeah, they went 250 last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got to think this number is going to be somewhere high 220s,
Yeah, I think
228
like
and a half,
228,
229.
anywhere from like 228 to like 231 would be my
Yep,
guess.
that's the range I'm thinking as well. Yeah, I'll play the over there with you. As far as the game goes, both these teams have a lot to play for. Obviously, Utah wants to win and lock down the number 1 seed, but Golden State is currently in a battle to stay on that 7 line, Scott, or stay on the 8 line rather. And you want to be in that 7-8 game because you only have to win 1 game to get yourself into the actual playoffs, as opposed to winning 2 if you're in the 9-10 spot. So they are just a half a game up on Memphis right now, between 8 and 9. I know they definitely want to stay off that 9 line, so they have a lot to play for as well. This Golden State team's been playing really well, Scott. I'm going to go ahead. I wish we were getting a few more points, but I'll go ahead and take Golden State as well.
Well, that's the thing is that I just talked about how Utah hasn't played anybody lately besides Denver. You made the same argument about Golden State. They beat the Thunder twice by 21 and by 39. Shout out to OKC for being terrible. Lost to the Pelicans on the road and then beat the Pelicans the game prior. Curry was great in both games, but they lost the second one with Zion and Ingram. So, with Zion, so, it could have been worse, I guess. And they also beat Houston the game prior. So both these teams have had pretty easy schedules for the last couple of weeks. The spread does look extremely low for the projected 1 seed against the 8 seed. I'm going to go Golden State just because I think that this is pretty much a trap line.
Yep, I agree. I think the books are daring us to take Utah here, and I'm not falling for it.
I mean, you see a 1 seed projection versus an 8 seed. I know the 1 seed is a bit shorthanded.
Right.
You got to assume they'd be favored by at least like 4 or 5 points.
Yep. Totally agree.
I got to go Golden State.
Yep. I ain't falling for it. I ain't falling for the banana in the tailpipe, buddy.
Mm.
Not happening.
But I like the over more.
Okay. Cool. Anything else get your attention on that card?
Well, I'm going to be making a play the day video, so stay tuned for that. But
blind fate of Oklahoma City with Sacramento.
Wait, what? Oklahoma City played.
Well, I'm a day ahead, buddy. Sorry, that's a preview for tomorrow's show.
Yeah, looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, just 6 games, short schedule.
And I'm looking at Portland, Houston. Like, I don't even know what that total is going to be, but do I even want to imagine what that total is going to be? It's got to be something in like the 240s. Yeah. I got to assume so. I mean, Houston can't stop anybody.
Yeah, but are they? Can you count on them to score? Can you count on them to do their part?
That's the thing, though, is you look at Houston's last couple of games. Offensively, they've actually been decent. Scored
I know. They hung 115 on Philly. They hung 133 on Milwaukee and 116 on Utah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, then again, Portland's actually played decent defense lately. So
the world's gone mad, buddy.
Yeah, I think it's actually a fascinating spot to look at a total. As for the actual side here, I'm going to give Houston some props. This team has no players who are any good based on who's injured. And yet they still managed to cover against Milwaukee and Utah. I'm actually impressed by that.
Yeah, there's just not enough knowns in this game as far as the injury list goes.
I would go Portland team total over.
Yeah, I'm not touching it. Olynyk's questionable. Porter's questionable.
That's why I'm going to throw Houston out. I'm just going to take Portland team total over.
Okay, that's playable.
Houston can't guard anybody, and as long as Portland's healthy, they'll score a lot of points.
I agree. Yeah, I'll play that. What's the
we don't have a total or anything.
Spread on that game is 12. So you figure what do you figure at 240? It's 120 apiece. So
126, 114.
Huh? Yeah, 126, 114. So 120s. It's probably gonna be a little, maybe a little lower than that. Maybe you get around 124 and a half, 125.
Maybe, but either way, I think Portland should be able to score 130 plus in this game.
Yep, I agree.
All
right, very good. As always, folks, if you're looking for more information on these games or any other games, don't forget to stop by and check out winnersandwhiners.com, #1 site on the interwebs for predictive sports analysis each and every day. Don't forget to stop by and check it out. Deep dives and predictions every game, every single day. And it is free, of course. And we wish you guys nothing but the best. Hope every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money when you head back to the window. All right. For myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Wonders, appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on Today in Sports Betting. Take care, everybody.